Welcome to Law Made Simple, your trusted channel for decoding legal and workplace issues in plain language. Today, we're addressing a concern that affects millions: what to do when your salary isn't paid on time. Whether you're in a corporate job, a startup, or working remotely for a foreign company, this issue can be stressful. But you're not powerless. Indian law offers multiple protections for employees across sectors. We'll walk through the governing acts, relevant sections, and practical steps you can take. We'll also explore what happens when labor laws don't apply, like in freelance or consultancy roles. And we'll cover cross-border employment scenarios, where your employer is based outside India. This video is designed to empower you with knowledge and strategy. We'll also share preventive tips to avoid layoffs, silent terminations, and non-payment traps. If you're an employee, a gig worker, or even a legal educator, this guide is for you. We'll keep it simple, structured, and solution-oriented. So grab your notepad or open your notes app. This is one video you'll want to bookmark. We'll also include real-world examples to make the law relatable. And yes, we'll give you actionable checklists and legal notice formats. Because knowing your rights is the first step to asserting them. If you've ever felt stuck or unsure about salary delays, this video is your roadmap. We'll help you understand which law applies, how to escalate, and what to expect. And if you're working for a foreign company, we'll show you how Indian law still protects you. We'll also explain what to do if your work isn't covered by labor laws. From contracts to complaints, we've got you covered. So stay tuned, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Law Made Simple. Let's make legal literacy your superpower. Let's begin. Let's begin with the legal backbone that protects your salary rights in India. The Payment of Wages Act, 1936, under Section 4, mandates that salaries must be paid by the 7th or 10th of the following month. If your employer delays beyond this, they're violating statutory obligations. The Minimum Wages Act, 1948, ensures that even the lowest paid workers receive at least the state-mandated minimum. Section 12 of this act makes it illegal for employers to pay below that threshold. If you work in a shop, office, or commercial establishment, your state's Shops and Establishments Act governs payment timelines. Contract workers are protected under the Contract Labor Regulation and Abolition Act, 1970. Section 21 makes the principal employer liable if the contractor defaults. For disputes, the Industrial Disputes Act, 1947, under Section 33C, allows you to recover unpaid wages through a labor court. If your employer is a registered company and has withheld salary fraudulently, Section 447 of the Companies Act, 2013 applies. And if your dues exceed 1 Indian rupee lakh, you can file a case under the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, 2016. This lets you approach the National Company Law Tribunal for recovery. Each of these laws is designed to protect you, regardless of your sector or designation. Whether you're a junior executive or a senior consultant, these provisions apply. The key is knowing which law fits your situation. And don't worry, we'll help you match your case to the right statute. Legal protection isn't just for big firms or unionized workers. It's for every employee who contributes their time and effort. So if your salary is delayed, don't panic. Document, escalate, and act. We'll show you how in the next slide. Stay with us, and remember to subscribe to Law Made Simple. Let's turn confusion into clarity. Let's move forward. If your salary hasn't arrived, don't jump straight to legal action. Start with structured steps. First, review your employment contract. Check the payment terms, notice period, and dispute resolution clauses. Next, gather your salary records, payslips, bank statements, and any email confirmations. These documents will be crucial if you need to escalate. Then, communicate with your HR department or reporting manager. Sometimes, delays are administrative and can be resolved internally. If there's no response or repeated delays, escalate to your local labor officer. You can find their contact through your state's labor department website. Still unresolved? Send a formal legal notice. This puts pressure on the employer and shows you're serious. If ignored, file a complaint under Section 33C of the Industrial Disputes Act. This allows you to recover dues through a labor court. You can also approach a lockout for quicker resolution. Make sure your complaint includes all supporting documents. Be professional, factual, and persistent. Avoid emotional language. Stick to the facts. If you're part of a union, involve them early. And if you're not, consider joining one for future protection. Legal escalation is your right, but preparation is your power. We'll now explore what happens when your employer is outside India. Stay tuned and keep your notes ready. Let's continue. Working for a foreign company doesn't mean you lose your rights. If your work is performed in India, even remotely, Indian laws still apply. Let's say you're a remote employee working for a US-based startup from Bengaluru. If they delay your salary, you can invoke the Indian Contract Act, 1872. This act governs breach of contract and payment defaults. If your dues exceed 1 Indian rupee lakh, you can file a case under the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, 2016. This lets you approach the National Company Law Tribunal for recovery. Start by escalating the issue through international HR channels. Document all communication, emails, chats, and meeting notes. If the company is unresponsive, you can file a complaint with the Ministry of External Affairs. You can also approach the Indian Embassy in the employer's country. Cross-border employment requires extra vigilance. Always insist on a written contract with payment terms. Include dispute resolution clauses that specify Indian jurisdiction. Use platforms like Upwork or Deal if freelancing. They offer escrow protection. And if you're hired directly, ask for advance payments or milestone-based billing. Don't rely on verbal promises or informal arrangements. If you're paid via PayPal or Wise, keep transaction records. These can be used as evidence in legal proceedings. Global work is exciting, but it must be secure. We'll now explore what happens when labor laws don't apply at all. Let's move ahead. Not every worker is protected by labor laws. Freelancers, consultants, and gig workers fall outside traditional employment frameworks. But that doesn't mean you're unprotected. You're governed by the Indian Contract Act, 1872. This law treats your work as a service agreement. So your written contract becomes your legal shield. Always insist on a signed agreement with payment terms, timelines, and dispute clauses. If you're unpaid, you can file a civil suit for breach of contract. If your contract includes an arbitration clause, use it. It's faster and less expensive. Let's take an example. A freelance designer hired by a startup. They complete the work, but payment is delayed for months. If there's a contract, they can sue for breach and claim damages. If there's no contract, recovery becomes harder. So always document your work, emails, deliverables, and invoices. Use platforms like Zoho or Notion to track tasks and timelines. Avoid working without written terms, even for friends or referrals. And if you're paid in crypto or foreign currency, keep conversion records. These details matter in court. Freelance doesn't mean free labor. Protect yourself with clarity and contracts. Let's now look at how to prevent salary issues before they happen. Stay sharp. We're almost there. Let's talk prevention, because avoiding salary issues is better than fixing them later. Start by signing a clear employment contract. It should include payment timelines, notice period, termination clauses, and dispute resolution. If your employer resists written terms, that's a red flag. Next, document your work. Keep records of tasks, deliverables, and emails. Use tools like Google Drive, Notion, or even WhatsApp backups. Maintain transparent communication with your manager or HR. If you sense delays, ask early and document the response. Know your notice period. Some contracts require 30 days, others 60. Understand what severance you're entitled to if laid off. Avoid informal arrangements like, "we'll pay after funding," or "salary will be revised soon." These are often traps. Monitor your company's financial health. Delayed reimbursements or sudden exits are warning signs. If you're in a startup, ask about runway and investor backing. If you're in a corporate, check for internal restructuring or mergers. Also, understand your rights under termination clauses. Some contracts allow immediate termination without pay, others don't. If you're in a probation period, protections may differ. Ask questions before signing, not after problems arise. And if you're freelancing, use platforms with escrow or milestone payments. Being proactive protects your income and peace of mind. Let's now wrap up with a final summary and your action checklist. Stay with us. This last slide ties it all together. Let's summarize everything you've learned today. Your salary is not a favor, It's a legal obligation. If it's delayed, you have rights under multiple laws. Use the Payment of Wages Act, Minimum Wages Act, and Industrial Disputes Act for recovery. Know the sections that apply: Section 4, Section 12, Section 33C. If you're a contract worker, Section 21 of the Contract Labor Act protects you. If you're working for a company, the Companies Act and IBC offer remedies. Even if your employer is abroad, Indian law can still help. And if you're a freelancer or consultant, the Indian Contract Act is your shield. Always insist on written contracts. Verbal promises don't hold up in court. Document everything: emails, deliverables, payment confirmations. Escalate respectfully but firmly. Start with HR, then legal notice, then court. Use lock-adelats or NCLT if needed. And most importantly, protect yourself before problems arise. Ask questions, read contracts, and monitor your employer's behavior. Legal literacy is your best defense. You don't need to be a lawyer. You just need to be informed. And that's exactly what Law Made Simple is here for. If this video helped you, help others by sharing it. Like, comment, and subscribe to Law Made Simple for more clear, actionable legal content. We'll keep simplifying the law, one issue at a time. Until next time, stay informed and stay empowered.